This is not just about visas. It's about power, about pride, about revenge. On June 9, 2025, the United States, under the returning leadership of Donald Trump, did something that sent shockwaves across the African continent. He banned Nigerians, again, not from tourist visits, not from shopping trips or conferences. He banned them from entering the United States entirely. A full shutdown of immigrant visas. No green cards, no family reunions, no permanent residence, nothing. Nigerians, one of the most educated and economically impactful immigrant groups in America, were told, "You are no longer welcome here." Why? Trump said it was about national security, but many believe there's more to the story, a deeper layer, a geopolitical gain. Before we dive deep, remember to like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment if you believe Africa deserves better. This is Pan African Storyteller, and we bring you the truth the world tries to bury. Let's go back a little. Early 2025, Nigeria announces something subtle but powerful. The end of its visa on arrival policy. No more easy access for foreigners, including Americans. If you want to enter Nigeria now, you must apply online, wait for approval, and prove your purpose. No more walking in freely. This wasn't just bureaucracy, it was strategy. While America was preparing to shut its doors, Nigeria quietly started locking its own. What many don't know is that Nigeria didn't just stop at visa reforms. It also raised visa fees for U.S. citizens. Some call it retaliation. Others say it's sovereignty in action. So, what really happened? Let's break it down. When Trump announced the ban, the U.S. government claimed Nigeria wasn't cooperating with identity verification. They said Nigeria was not doing enough to share security information about its citizens, but critics argue that was just an excuse, because Nigeria has one of the most advanced biometric databases in Africa. The real reason, many believe, was political. Nigeria had begun drifting away from Western dependence, strengthening ties with China, opening mineral deals with Russia, and refusing to bend during global policy negotiations. To the West, that's a red flag. To Nigeria, it's called independence. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Pan African Storyteller is where Africa's untold truths are brought to light. And now back to our unfolding drama. The U.S. ban wasn't just a diplomatic move. It tore families apart. Thousands of Nigerians who had won the U.S. diversity visa lottery, also known as the Green Card Lottery, were told their dreams were dead. Mothers couldn't reunite with sons. Professionals with job offers were turned away. Students with scholarships were blocked. It was a national insult, and it sparked outrage not just in Nigeria, but across Africa. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Nigeria's response wasn't noisy. It was calculated. In February 2025, it rolled out the first stage of its counter policy, the end of visa on arrival. By March, it became fully enforced. Even Americans now needed to apply online. No more casual business trips or vacation landings. For the first time, Nigeria said, if you don't respect us, you don't get access. If you're enjoying this breakdown, please give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps Pan African Storyteller grow and reach more minds across the globe. Now let's compare both moves. Trump's ban was about exclusion. Nigeria's e-visa shift was about structure and dignity. Trump's order targeted immigrants. Nigeria's policy targeted process. One tried to embarrass, the other demanded respect. In the eyes of many Pan-African thinkers, this was not a coincidence. It was a reset. Some believe Nigeria's move inspired other African nations to review their immigration policies. Ghana tightened its border control. Rwanda started screening visa-free tourists more strictly. Kenya announced its intention to digitize all entry systems by 2026. Africa was no longer just reacting, it was planning. The big question remains, what will the U.S. do next? Will Trump's administration double down on African exclusion? Or will the rising strength of African diplomacy force the U.S. to rethink its approach? Before we go deeper, don't forget to comment below. Should African countries ban visa on arrival for Western nations? What do you think is fair? Let's hear your voice. Now let's look at the impact on regular people. Nigerian tech workers with job offers in Silicon Valley found their visas revoked. One man, who was just days away from relocating to Atlanta with his wife and kids, lost everything. Their furniture was already sold, their home emptied, and then came the ban. A student accepted into MIT was denied entry, her scholarship gone. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, American tourists and business investors were caught off guard by the new e-visa rule. Some were forced to delay trips, others canceled outright. And while it may have seemed like chaos, Nigerian officials defended the move. They said, "We are not being hostile, we are being organized. You cannot walk into Nigeria without respect for our process." This was no longer the Africa of the past. Remember, this channel exists to rewrite the narrative. So, if you believe in a stronger, united Africa, subscribe now and share this video with someone who needs to hear the truth. Let's zoom out for a second. Trump's policy wasn't just about Nigeria. It was about reasserting U.S. dominance over immigration. His supporters claimed it was necessary for national safety, but others saw it differently. Why Nigeria? Why now? Some analysts suggest it was a warning shot to African nations that were leaning toward Eastern alliances. After all, Nigeria had recently closed deals with Russia on critical minerals. It was also part of a growing coalition to stop exporting raw materials to the West without processing. That's power, and power challenges the status quo. So, did Trump really ban Nigeria for security reasons? Or was it a geopolitical message disguised as policy? We may never know the full answer, but one thing is clear: Nigeria didn't fold. Instead, it changed the rules of the game. By ending visa on arrival, Nigeria forced even the most powerful nations to respect its digital borders, to seek permission, to play by African rules for once. And that, my friends, is what many call silent revenge. Pan African Storyteller isn't here to flatter any side. We're here to tell the stories that others hide, the stories that explain how Africa is rising on its own terms. If you watched this far, you already know the truth matters. Now help us spread it. Like this video, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Tell us, was Nigeria right to end visa on arrival? Was the U.S. justified in banning Nigerians? And most importantly, what should African countries do when disrespected on the world stage? This is not just about visas. This is about respect. This is Pan African Storyteller, and this is how history is made.